Weather Bell Analytics meteorologist Joe Bastardi, your daily update here. This is Tropical Depression Beatrice, which is going into Mexico now and is trying to translate into the southern Gulf. And we're going to be watching this area for the next several days. There's going to be a lot of disturbed weather here. See it trying to come across Florida, help them out with their rain situation here. And currently modeling is suggesting that the energy just gets kept keeps getting pulled out. That's what I'm trying to say. I actually did say it, of this, and doesn't bundle itself and develop. But this is something that we're going to be watching. As you can see, the center of the cloud mass now looks like it's getting into the Gulf of Mexico. Severe weather today, confined to the northern plains a little bit here, and you can see it over the lakes tomorrow. Now, I am very concerned about this late Sunday into Monday. Perhaps in this area of the country, late Sunday, and then further east and south on Monday. And let's take a look at why I'm so concerned about that. You can see right now they just have a slight chance of that there, but I'm concerned that this is relative to the time of the year. This could be a big outbreak. Now, maybe I'm a little spooked because it was May 31, 1985 that the severe outbreak went through the Northeast. And so, every time we get to the end of May, I think about what happened with that particular outbreak, all the tornadoes. And one of the things we look for severe weather in this part of the country is troughs attacking from the northwest as low-level warm surges come from the southwest. And so we see that common denominator, sort of speak, showing up over here, where this is Sunday afternoon. Here comes this trough from the northwest. And at the same time, if we look at 5,000 feet, here comes this warm surge in from the west-southwest. And we get to Monday morning, and there's that trough, and you can see it tilting through, and there's the surge. So you're getting cooling over top of what is a low-level warm air mass, and you're getting the wind twisting and turning with height. So this is, to me, the kind of situation where if I'm looking at it, I'd have greater threats here and be worried that there's going to be a pretty good outbreak of severe weather in this area later Sunday into Monday. Here we go late in the day Monday, and then this trough just digs right in to the eastern part of the United States. It gets cool again. You can see the cool beginning to show up, and it really gets cool here next week. But we can see for instance, there's a one-day spike here where DC is probably going to hit 90 on Sunday. So that surge coming in, and then the response aloft is liable to lead to some very, very interesting weather in that area of the country. Now, this whole corridor of water coming out of the Gulf of Mexico is going to try to help out with Florida's situation there because of drought and heat and everything else. So we'll see that back off. Whether the extreme rainfalls you see just offshore here get back inland, that's another story. Something's going to have to try to get organized to do that. And at this time, modeling is not saying that. Now, basically, it's too many cooks spoiling the broth because they bring out sort of waves of low pressure, and none of them get to, because when you spread the energy out, none of them get to intensify on their own. So it's still something that's got to be watched. Now, here's the U.S. climate forecast system model for the upcoming 10 days. That looks pretty good. Notice how it warms up in here, right? And then watch what happens the following 10 days. And I like this big flip, all right? So that we see shrinking cool in the south. It gets cool again in the west, but the warmth finally comes east. And, we may have a pretty good 2, 3, 4 day period there where you're starting to say, oh boy, what's going on here? It's always arguments on the blog is what you hate worse, extreme heat during the summer or these cool easterly wind days like you had on Memorial Day weekend. For me, I happen to like heat. I like when the weather does things out of the ordinary. It's even more fascinating than regular times. All right, that's it for now. Enjoy the weather. It's the only weather you got.